Now, today we're going to be using an oil extractor. Now, what this does is this is compressed air to create a vacuum through a venturi to actually draw oil directly from the engine through the dipstick. That's right, I'm not going to touch the drain plug. I'm going to draw as much oil as I can from the dipstick. Now, obviously, in order for this to work, the engine has to have a suitable dipstick, and of course the Toyota Vios does. And we're here in Bangkok, Thailand. This is actually a high-end performance shop, and this is the way they like to change oil. And as you can see, he's inserting the tube there into the dipstick. He's hooking up the compressed air there to the venturi meter. And what's happening is when he turns on that airflow, it creates a strong vacuum within the glass vessel, and it's going to pull that oil right out of the engine. There we go. Now, there it comes, there it comes. And I think we decided we don't like this tube, so we're going to go to a little different style. Now, just to keep in mind that the viscosity, this is, I believe, the oil in this engine is single viscosity, and it's about 40 weight. It's as thick as molasses. And that's not uncommon here in Thailand to use that type of oil, but it's sure giving us a hard time extracting it. Now we're going back with liquid Moly 10W-40. Should be a little more friendly next time we come to do an oil change. Our extractor is working, it's drawing the oil there. Now the engine was run for a period of time, and the ambient temperature is about probably 80-85 degrees. But this is a single viscosity 40 weight motor oil. And you're thinking, oh my God, there's no such thing. Why would I put that in an engine? Well, no, that's what they use here in Thailand because the temperature is always high. So they like to use a single viscosity heavyweight motor oil. But we're going back with liquid Moly 10W-40. Okay, now here's our vacuum gauge. You'll notice that we're pulling 20 inches. So here we go. We're pulling as hard as we can at sea level. So there we see inches of mercury. 5, 10, 15, about 18, 20. That 20, that's a whole lot. And 30 would be 1 atmosphere. That's as high a vacuum as I could achieve at sea level. And this is, of course, a differential gauge. It's showing the difference between atmospheric pressure and the pressure within our vacuum chamber. And how are we creating that vacuum? We're creating it with a vacuum meter. All right, here we're kind of giving up on the vacuum extractor, and we're going to go ahead and go to the drain plug. And normally this vacuum extractor would work very well, but a couple of things. One, if you're going to use it, make sure the engine's good and warm, and that oil is, of course, thin as possible. And if you're using a high viscosity, single viscosity motor oil, it's going to slow things down. Just remember, I'm trying to pull it through a tube through the dipstick. Okay, here we are. We're removing the drain plug. There comes that oil. Yeah. Nammang. Krong Namman. So, machine oil. Engine oil. There it comes. Past time. Actually, that oil isn't that dirty, but we're getting the cheap oil out and putting the good oil in. And here we're removing the oil filter wrench, the oil filter using a proper oil filter socket. There it goes. Loosened it up a little. Whoops, wrong one. Boy, that's on there tight. Too tight, actually. Oh, here it comes. Okay, here we have the waste oil drum, and of course one of the things is it's very important to be environmentally responsible. Motor oil is a major pollutant. So we want to make sure that we recycle all motor oil and transmission fluid. Now he has to check all our tires. And tell them the air cleaner is brand new. Don't need to put the air cleaner. No air cleaner. Make sure we put some oil in it, of course. It's going to blow off our engine for us. Yeah, air filter's good. And of course that's 5 quarts. Alright, we're starting the engine. We're going to check for any leak at the oil filter, and then we'll shut the engine off and check the oil level. Okay, there we go. Proper oil level. About 3.5, 4 quarts. That gives us one in standby. And actually they don't measure oil in quarts here. Everything's metric, so it'd be liters. Alright, so here we go. A quick oil change with liquid moly, full synthetic 10W-40. This will carry this engine a long way.